Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome here to Bathurst in Australia. It's the Williams Esports Twitch channel, and we are here for another bumper afternoon of racing. It's the Williams Gaming Club 6 hours of Bathurst, and boy oh boy do we have an afternoon in store for you. 23 corners there, 6.2 kilometers in length, and a lot of broken dreams are going to be coming this afternoon. My name is David Christie. It's my absolute pleasure to be here with you here for this very special broadcast. You can see no pit window. You can change whenever they like. There is a slight chance of rain here, about 20 to 30%. You can see the weather randomness there and the ambient temperature. It's GT3, which means it is a wide plethora of cars that are available. Basically, an open slate for anybody and everybody to take place. So there will be lots of fun and shenanigans out there. Bathurst 6 hours is about to get underway, and we are here for every single moment of it. David Christie and Mike Knoss here on the commentary for the start of the race, and for the entirety of it all is Henrik Zimmerman, who leads the cars off through Murray's Corner for the first time as we get ready to go green flag racing for this afternoon. 6 hours of Bathurst Mount Panorama, and we are looking very, very calm and collected indeed. That won't last long as we get underway. Great start there from Gasolina up on the inside, and we go to Hell Corner for the first time. Beautiful, beautiful move. That's a position taken already, but Heinrich Zimmerman away up, and we've got Karoff in the background. That's one of the Mercs there. That looks to be Eamon in the number 7 car.
Yeah, even with the slipstream, it seems like it's not affecting him too much, but with the double slipstream effect, it's going to be down towards the Aston Martin confidence on the brakes now. In fact, it seems that he's gotten the job done before they even reach corner entry, but no, the Mustang is going to lunge back on the defense. A little bit of contact there as they have a hip check on the exit, but regardless, Nathan Henderson, with enough time, anything's possible, and he finally makes that position stick.
For instance, you've got your race leader coming up to do another lap here and pass a couple of lap cars, but there's a lot of danger and drama in that for sure, as that is Victor trying to have a look up the inside of the Aston Martin of Weghaupt, who's just taken over that Aston Martin, and they've dropped down a couple of positions as well here. So this is
still trying to pressure the likes of Xavi in P6. The Aston Martin hasn't made a break in which that they would like to. Antonio Victor has been sticking in the slipstream, but hasn't really been putting the pressure on. It seems you can see whoo as he goes and milks the.
Well, that oh god, not again with these two. This is cars on separate laps here, absolutely battering about here, and I think there might be a little bit of redemption there for Jakub Borovic. There goes deep into the corner there, has to hand that position back. Deep into the corner, turns into straight into the corner there.
That was the weirdest line I've ever seen. That looked like a little bit of latency there, yeah. I think.
Yeah, this is now a waiting game for the drivers, and you'll just see it appear on the circuit. You'll see it appear on the broadcast cameras here as just this horizontal streak here as Matthias Mamela coming under real pressure from this is something that does need to happen. Big contacts, and that is going to be the Aston Martin of Harvey Weghaupt. Oh man, that's what you didn't need to happen. In fact, look at that now. The rain that's coming in half an hour is getting even heavier there as the 7 of Iman brings out another yellow flag there at the top of Skyline here. This is, it feels like this whole thing of seconds before disaster. Goodness me, right back on board with this battle for 3rd and 4th, except it's not really a battle for 3rd and 4th because they're on different laps right now. But either way, Matthias Mamela under real pressure here from Harvey Weghaupt coming through down Forest Elbow, down onto the Conrod Straight here for lap number 146. With 50 minutes left to go in a 6-hour race. The weather changing again now. Now it's going to get slightly less heavy, but that means nothing in terms of this. Here we go, side by side. This is. I just why did that have to happen? I'll be honest, that's their own fault. That's having their own fault for that one, because the car climbed the curb, clattered into the side of it, and thankfully that's a relatively pain-free lesson to learn on that one.
It could have been so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been, I thought it was going to be too. And to be honest, I would have blamed both drivers for that because, to be fair, Mamala has no reason to be battling with this, and Javi has no reason to be battling with it. So it's really just, that was an unnecessary encounter that I mean, again, I understand the argument for both drivers and both teams that they would be making. They'd be getting on the harness in.
Yeah, I think that might be enough to make things very, very interesting, especially because those wet tires are going to start burning up very quickly once that water goes.
They are, but the question as well is, well, first off, is Gasolina going to get the overtake, or rather, is he going to get overtaken? It looks like yes, as Javi gets by. Nicely done through the right hander without too much of an issue. It's going to be a fight, though, from Gasolina now on the chase. And he's not going to give that one up easily. In fact, he's going to send it right back down the inside of the cutting and says, thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful bravery right there from Javi Weghaupt, from Gasolina to take that position back here. But, wow, this is... I mean, there's bravery, and then there's whatever that was just up the inside there. Brilliant move, though. But now they're going to have to be careful here. You've got a Porsche on the inside. That moves out of the way. And just look at the spray we've got coming down through the dipper and through into the S's as well here. It is a proper P-Super right now.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Javi is driving with a bonnet cam, considering the fact that he doesn't have his windshield wipers on. Visibility not great out of the windshield. Oops, and a little bit of clip of the wall there on the exit. That shouldn't hurt him too much. Just trading paint with the surroundings.
Oh, this could be, is it onto the edge of Gasolina, around the outside, bit of contact. I'll tell you what, I think Aston might have this, tries to get the power, but it's still side by side through under the Liquimoli Bridge, down into Murray's Corner with 18 minutes left to go. And I am going to call it right now, this track is not going to dry out substantially in the next 20 minutes. Let's have a look then on board with Xavi Weghaupt on the back end of the Aston Martin Gasolina. 17 minutes left to go here, and really just counting down this final stage of the race here as Zimmerman's still in the lead. The track will stop raining. You can see there it's now down to just very light rain, and the track temperature already climbing a little bit back up to 18 degrees.
Looks like we will have a battle all the way down to the end, though, between P4 and 5. Gasolina has caught the back of Javi once again, but the thing is I mean, the elephant in the room being the bonnet that's hardly attached to the Aston Martin of Gasolina. Absolutely. It has been a long effort. It's been a lot of practice for these drivers. And at the end of the day, again, we said it at the top of the broadcast, we'll say it again, and we'll say it a million times. If you make it to the checkered flag of an endurance race, anything plus 6 hours, you're a winner. It's such a difficult feat to do regardless. The coordination with the team, the effort that you put in behind the wheel, the lack of trying to deal with the fatigue, trying to deal with the timing, getting your family in an order so you can actually go and spend 6 hours on a video. You know, like there's so much that people don't often talk about for these races, and credit to all the drivers for making that work.
It means it's cleared up and that we have clear skies as we cut back to Gasolina. Now, this could be an interesting end to the race here because that gap now 1.5 seconds, and they are definitely faster than Weghaupt, but they're only going to have, essentially 2 laps left to catch this car in front.
Yeah, and I don't think that's going to be enough, to be completely honest. Yes, it's 2 seconds, but Gaz here hasn't shown the heart that I would like to see in somebody that's trying to make a position up with 1 lap left after this. It's going to be tough. You know, they're going to need quite a bit. The damage on the front end is really what's kind of making me be very doubtful. That was a terrible exit, though, from Javi ahead, and it's going to allow Gaz a good run with the slipstream, I might add, so that is going to be a nice added benefit. But regardless, as soon as Gaz pulls out of the slipstream and actually has to make the overtake, I just don't see him being able to get it done with the equal machinery ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But here we go then. 140 left to go. Your race leader coming up through the mountain, and I would imagine going to come across the line to start another lap. We'll definitely get another lap for sure for these drivers here coming into the final corner, coming into Murray's, but it is still Javi Weghaupt leading Gaz Gasolina for the battle for 4th position. The race leader of Hendrik Zimmerman just coming down out of Forest Elbow right now and coming along to the Conrod Straight. Like I said, I do believe we are going to get another lap out of this, but it's not really going to be of any consequence to the race whatsoever. The track condition hasn't changed all that much. It is still damp to the end of the race here. And again, Gaz Gasolina possibly going to have one more bite of the cherry on the course of the race. We definitely are going to get another lap here. So this is going to be the penultimate lap for Gaz Gasolina. So we'll get, I'm just trying to think here. Yeah, so we'll get another lap here for these two. Absolutely for sure on this.
Yeah, and Luke Wilson not going to be too happy with that result, I would imagine. If I'm Luke Wilson, I want this race to end 2 laps ago on these dry tires that I have no confidence in, presumably, as the lap time. Oh my goodness, that was unnecessary. I mean, I get it. It's still for position. You got to do it, right? But, hey, it's dangerous.
It is dangerous. The thing is that Mercedes has nowhere to go, as that is super early on the brakes there for the Aston Martin. And Gaz Gasolina now absolutely throwing this car through the dipper, down through the S's, down into Forest Elbow then for the penultimate time. We're on the last lap of the race here, as 6 hours has expired here at Bathurst. But again, that Aston Martin versus Aston Martin battle evens itself out on the Conrod Straight here as they come down to the fastest corner in motorsport, down towards Chase, about 160 miles an hour through that right-hander before it's stomping onto the brakes at full force into the Chase, then through the left-hander here, through into the right, and then they head down to Murray's Corner for the penultimate time. We've got a yellow flag coming out there, as that is a car off. That is going to be Jakob Borovic there in the 301. Again, just stops that car there. And this is the battle for 4th and 5th position. But your race leader of Henrik Zimmerman down into the Conrod Straight for the final time here. So we've got another yellow flag as Skarupa brings out a yellow flag on the last lap. No, we need to get that car across the line. And they've caused contact with the 888. You've got two cars off.
And the leaders are about to be not leaders, but the battle that we were just looking at is about to be approaching this fight here. But regardless, Henrik Zimmerman, he has one more corner to go.
He certainly does. Here we go then, through down into Murray's Corner for the final time. It's been domination from the very start from Henrik Zimmerman in the 350 Ferrari all by himself. Didn't need anyone. And that is the 6 hours of Bathurst in the bag. Done, dusted, signed, sealed, delivered. Luke Wilson is going to come across the line in 2nd position, but we are still watching this battle for 4th position. It's still Javi Weghaupt ahead of Gaz Gasolina. It was 0.3 of a second. It looks a little bit more than that just now. It looks up to about 0.4 of a second right now as they come down through the dipper for the final time, right onto the tail end. The two Aston Martins duking it out. That is going to be across the line though for Luke Wilson. It's going to be Matthias Mamea to take 3rd place. That's your podium complete, but we are all eyes glued to this 4th place battle. I think it should be in the bag here for Javi Weghaupt, weaving all over the Conrod Straight here. The cars roaring into life here. What a thrilling finish we've had to this race here.
That certainly was. Both of the drivers getting a less than optimal exit onto the Conrod Straight as they were both pushing 110% down the mountain. It was enough, though, as Javi is going to be coming into the chase. He just has to make this last real braking marker. The final corner is coming up, and the opportunities have ceased pretty much for Gasolina. He's a second back. It'd have to be a dive bomb and a half if he wanted to make that dream become a reality, and we know he's not going to be going for anything that brash. It's going to be Javi to take home P4 and Gaz Gasolina in 5th.
Woo, good stuff. Get yourselves over at the Williams Gaming Club Discord, as Mike was just saying there. On behalf of Mike and myself, thank you very much for joining us here today at the Williams Esports Twitch channel. We'll see you tomorrow night for that, but enjoy the rest of your weekends, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for joining us.